Imagine two people, same city, same economy, same opportunities advertised on the same billboards. One of them builds wealth, slowly, quietly, deliberately. The other works just as hard, maybe harder, and yet, month after month, year after year, they end up in exactly the same place they started. What separates them has nothing to do with talent, nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with the family they were born into. It has everything to do with something invisible, something most people carry their entire lives without ever knowing it's there. It's called a money mindset. And if yours is broken, and most people's are, it is silently deciding your financial future before you ever open your wallet. This is the story of why most people stay broke, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Here's a number that should make you stop. Studies consistently show that the vast majority of working adults across developed nations are living paycheck to paycheck, not people in poverty. Working professionals, people with jobs, salaries, and careers. The average person who earns $1 million over their lifetime retires with almost nothing to show for it. How? How is it possible to earn that much and have nothing left? Because the problem was never income. The problem is the invisible belief system running underneath every financial decision, and it keeps spending exactly as fast as earning grows. Economists call it lifestyle inflation, but it goes deeper than spending habits. It starts in the mind. It starts before you're old enough to have a bank account. Every conversation you overheard about money as a child became programming. The arguments, the sighs, the phrase, "we can't afford that," the look on your parents' face when a bill arrived. Your brain cataloged all of it and built a model of what money means, who gets it, and whether someone like you deserves it. For most people, those early lessons sound like money is stressful. Rich people are different from us. It's selfish to want more. There's never enough. And here's the terrifying part. You never consciously chose those beliefs. They were installed before you had the capacity to question them. And now, decades later, they are still running your financial life on autopilot. This is what psychologists call a money script. And research shows that most adults are operating from scripts written before the age of 10. For years of behavioral research, 4 core broke beliefs keep showing up across cultures, income levels, and backgrounds. Let's name them. Broke belief. 1. Wealth is luck. Deep down, many people believe that rich people just got lucky. The right family, the right timing, the right opportunity. This belief is a permission slip to stay passive. Broke belief 2. More income equals more wealth. This is the trap. Most people think the answer is a raise, a second job, a side hustle. But without changing the mindset, income just creates bigger expenses. Broke belief 3. Money equals status. Spending to look wealthy is one of the most common reasons people stay poor. The appearance of wealth and the reality of wealth are completely different things. Broke belief. 4. Investing is for rich people. The fear of risk keeps ordinary people from the one mechanism, compound growth, that is mathematically proven to build wealth over time. Any of these sound familiar? Because most people carry all 4 simultaneously. Let me tell you about 2 brothers. Call them Marcus and David. Same parents, same education, same starting salary at 25. Marcus drove a used car, rented a modest apartment, packed lunch 3 days a week, invested 15% of every paycheck automatically before he could spend it. David bought a new car on finance, got the apartment with the rooftop pool, wore the right brands, went to the right restaurants. He looked wealthy. 10 years later, Marcus had built a quiet, growing investment portfolio. He wasn't rich yet, but he was free. No financial anxiety, no credit card debt. Options. David was earning more than Marcus and had less than nothing. More debt, more payments, more pressure. The treadmill had just gotten faster. Marcus didn't have a higher income. He had a different story about money. And that story changed every single decision he made, invisibly, daily for a decade. The compound effect of mindset is as real as the compound effect of money. Here's what the science says. When people experience financial stress, even just thinking about money problems, the brain activates the same threat response system as physical danger. Princeton researchers found that financial scarcity consumes cognitive bandwidth, the mental space needed for good decision-making. People under financial stress literally think less clearly. This creates a brutal cycle. Financial stress impairs judgment. Impaired judgment leads to worse financial decisions. Worse decisions create more financial stress. The scarcity mindset doesn't just feel bad. It makes you worse at the exact thinking you need to escape it. The abundance mindset, and this is not about pretending to have money you don't have, is about training your brain to see resources, possibilities, and options, rather than lack, limits, and threats. It is a cognitive skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. The question is, how? Most people who transform their financial life point to a single turning point, a moment where something clicked. Sometimes it's a crisis, an overdraft at the worst moment, a medical bill that wipes out a savings account, a layoff that reveals there was no safety net. Sometimes it's quieter, a number, a realization, a question someone asks that you can't stop thinking about. The turning point isn't about the event. It's about a decision made in response to the event. I am going to stop being a passenger in my own financial life. Responsibility is not blame. You didn't choose your money script as a child. You didn't design the system you grew up in. But at some point, as an adult, the past becomes an explanation, not an excuse. The turning point is the moment you stop waiting for circumstances to change and start changing the way you see circumstances. That moment can happen right now. In this video, if you let it. Wealth truth number 1. Wealthy people think in assets. Most people think in expenses. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out. This sounds simple. It changes everything. Your car payment is a liability. A rental property is an asset. Your Netflix subscription is a liability. A dividend-paying stock is an asset. Wealthy people ask one question before every significant purchase. Does this make me more money, or does it cost me money? Poor financial thinking asks, can I afford the monthly payment? Rich financial thinking asks, is this going to build my net worth, or erode it? Most people spend their entire income on liabilities, and then wonder why they never get ahead. They're not spending too much. They're just spending in the wrong direction. Start asking the asset question about everything. Wealth truth number 2. Pay yourself first and automate it so willpower is never required. Most people operate on a flawed sequence. Earn, spend, save whatever's left. The wealthy operate on a different sequence. Earn, save first, live on the rest. The difference isn't the amount, it's the order. Even $20 a month invested consistently and compounded over decades becomes something significant, not because of the amount, because of the habit, because of the identity it builds. And the most important word in that sentence is automated. Do not rely on yourself to manually transfer money into savings after you've already seen it in your account. Set up an automatic transfer for the day your paycheck arrives. Move it before your brain gets to spend it. Make saving the default, not the afterthought. Your future self cannot thank you right now, but they will. Wealth truth number 3. Your financial ceiling is largely set by your financial circle. The conversations that happen around your table, about money, about risk, about what's possible, quietly shape what you believe is normal for someone like you. If everyone around you lives paycheck to paycheck and sees that as inevitable, you will absorb that as your ceiling. This isn't about abandoning people you love. It's about intentionally adding voices that expand your sense of what's possible. Read one book a month written by someone who built wealth from nothing. Find one podcast run by someone who talks about money differently. Seek one mentor, even a distant one, who is where you want to be. Information shapes identity, and identity shapes behavior, and behavior shapes your bank account. You cannot think your way to wealth with a broke person's vocabulary. Upgrade the inputs. Wealth truth number 4. The ability to delay gratification is one of the most powerful financial tools in existence. The famous Stanford marshmallow study showed that children who could wait for a second marshmallow went on to have better outcomes across virtually every life metric, including financial. Delayed gratification is not deprivation. It is strategic. It is the decision to prioritize your future self over your present self, not because the present doesn't matter, but because your future self deserves the same care. Every time you choose the long game, you are casting a vote for who you are becoming. This doesn't mean living miserably today. It means being intentional about which pleasures you invest in now and which ones you defer. The person who drives the used car for 3 more years, while the wealthy-looking person finances a new one. That patient person is quietly winning a game most people don't even know they're playing. Patience is not passive. It is one of the most active financial strategies available to you. Now here is where it all comes together. Because knowing the truth about money isn't enough. You have to become someone different. Your financial future is not determined by your knowledge. It's determined by your identity. The story you tell yourself about who you are and what's possible for you. So right now, I want you to try something. Complete this sentence out loud or in your head. I am the kind of person who, maybe it's, I am the kind of person who pays myself first. Or, I am the kind of person who thinks before spending. Or, I am the kind of person who builds assets, not just income. Write it down, say it daily, and then, critically, take one small action every single day that confirms that identity. Not a dramatic transformation. One vote, one choice, one decision that your future wealthy self would make. The compound effect of identity is the most underestimated force in personal finance. Here's a 90-day plan that anyone can start today, regardless of income. Month 1 is about awareness. Pull 3 months of bank statements. Look at where every dollar went. Not to judge yourself, to know yourself. You cannot change what you won't measure. In month 1, write your money story. What did you hear growing up? What do you believe about wealth deep down? Name the broke beliefs. Name them so you can dismantle them. Month 2 is about restructure. Set up automatic savings, even 5%. Eliminate one lifestyle inflation expense that isn't genuinely improving your quality of life. Create your asset intention, one thing you will build or invest in. Month 3 is about investment. Open an investment account if you don't have one. Invest something, even a small amount. The amount matters less than the identity it creates. At the end of 90 days, you will not be rich, but you will be building someone who becomes rich, and that is the only starting point that matters. Before we close, I want to be honest about the real cost of not changing this, because it's not just about money. Financial stress is consistently ranked among the top causes of relationship breakdown, health deterioration, and lost opportunity. The person who stays broke doesn't just have less money. They have less freedom, less options, less time for the things that matter, more of their mental energy consumed by financial anxiety, leaving less available for creativity, connection, and joy. And most devastating, the broke money script gets passed to the next generation. Your children are watching. They are writing their money stories right now, based on what they see in you. This is not meant to create guilt. It is meant to create urgency. Every year that passes without this shift is a year of compound growth lost, not just financial, personal. Every year you stay in the broke mindset is a year spent building the wrong version of your future. The best time to change this was 10 years ago. The second best time is today.